chill out. We're going dark mode in a second. So, this is not what today's video was supposed to be about, but something came across my feed the other day. It was this bloke speaking for the first time, and it was about one way or another explaining that it is the ultimate flex if a woman can stay home from work. Like, that is the ultimate goal of what we're trying to achieve as men. I saw it like in my normal feed, and it was like, big deal. It's pretty normal. I agree. Anyway, as you can imagine, it's fucking gone viral about the misogyny in a bow, how disgusting it is. Of course, Lena Henshaw here, CEO of Kick, Instagram app, fitness app with 350k followers, probably making fucking squillions, coming here to comment about why it's such a bad thing. So I thought I would do a little presentation on the point, because we can't have these nuanced conversations anymore. What the media will do is they'll bring on a panel of feminists and then a panel of misogynists, and then have a raging debate where they disagree on fundamental ideological differences. That being the difference, and why we can't agree on any of these fucking political topics anymore, what's happening in the Middle East, what happened in Ukraine, because we're disagreeing on fundamental differences, fundamental ideological differences. We're not arguing methodology or why it's a good thing, why it's a bad thing, and seeing the middle ground of it all. We're fighting over the idea that we wish to change of the other person. Let's fucking get into this topic specifically. So bear with me as we got to do this properly, right? Because dark mode's a lot better to look at. Let's go to the start. So it was called Misogyny in a Bow. This bloke basically comes out and says that women should, I would want my wife or my partner to stay home and look after the kids. She shouldn't have to work if I'm making enough money. The first point of nuance that I want to fucking explain, a disclaimer to all of this, is that you don't need to absorb every piece of internet advice. Everything that's said on the internet is not for you. Old Love, with 320,000 followers, does not have an overlapping audience of this gentleman on male self-help. Their audiences do not overlap. The advice that he is giving to his gentleman is not the same advice that these women are giving on this page. This strong feminist, do it yourself, you're a boss bitch, go out and achieve. And that's cool. You can fucking have that ideology too. But these audiences do not overlap. Therefore, he was not speaking to that audience ever. He was speaking to what he believes are good-willed men. So, if you're following someone on the internet, chances are you buy into their entire story, their full belief, who they are as a person. You see them as good. You want to somewhat emulate the advice that they are giving you. If you're a follower of this bloke, you are probably aspiring to, in one way or another, live a lifestyle that allows you to stay the dominant breadwinner, bringing in money so your wife can stay home and fulfill the homely duties. It's my bias now is that is the relationship that I have set up. That is the way I think that it should work. So that's my biases. But I also see that there's fucking nuance in why that cannot happen. Why that should be something that we all aspire to, but why in the perfect world, why in the fucking normal world, in reality, it cannot happen. So let's explain both. Let's do what these internet panels will not do. Let's explain nuance on both sides. Why it's great and why the ideal is perfect for the gentleman that could set that up and be okay with it, and why it's fucking dangerous advice for other sets of men. So, this is something that I do. I work hard enough so my wife doesn't have to go and provide for the family. She does it inside the house. My wife does fucking everything. She's the fucking best. I go to work from 8 till 5. I have the gender role of bringing in money for the house so that she can spend it on the things that benefit my two boys. Simple as that. I am someone that is able to do that. I've worked 12 to 13 years to be able to get myself into a position to do that, but I also earn a fuck ton more than the average Australian man. The pay scales would say that I sit in the top 87th percentile. Yeah, not top 13%. So basically earn a lot more than the average family, the average male. So one thing that she got ridiculously right was, if we are putting pressure on men to have to provide for the whole family and do that on their own in the current economic climate, that's toxic as well. And that is the other side of the coin. She, of course, called it terrifying in the first instance, because that is disgusting. It's control wrapped up. It's this and that. It's all these other things that it can be and could be and has been in the past. Obviously, men don't have the greatest track record of not doing bad things. Now, numbers are skewed, stats and data are sometimes completely dog shit. That's okay. Let's go back to the reasons why it's okay to live this lifestyle and why it takes a certain kind of gentleman to be able to do that. Because I'll tell you the gripes that I have with doing it myself. So I earn enough to pay bills, have some side projects that we're achieving. My sons do a couple of extracurricular activities, but we make sacrifices. We, for the next 2, 3, 4 years, however long it takes my wife to want to go back to work and the boys can go to daycare or whatever it may be, make sacrifices. We are in no position to continue on an upward trajectory. We are currently at a standstill, a consolidation phase of our life. We're not going to financially grow. We're not going to exceed in my wife's definitely not in her career. I can continue in my career because I'm pushing harder. My wife will miss super. My wife will miss a whole lot of things. And she's basically dependent on me providing the money, full stop. So the gripe in all that is that that's fucking hard and that can cause resentment from men. Men can have to be put in a place where pressure is put on them to have to do that. So there is currently no growth, right? A man can very quickly, and this is the fucking flip side, this is where the nuance causes, and this is where the bad can come into it, is that it's difficult for a man to see them working all day and seeing the money be spent elsewhere when they're money minded. And someone that's watching male self-help or male development or male business advice is someone that's potentially looking for further growth in all times of money aspects. But you know what the fucking nuance to all of this is? Is there are more important fucking things than money. My family is far more fucking important than money. And this is where the boss bitch side has missed the point. And this is where she's arguing from a point of women should go get their careers, go get educated, be the boss bitch, go be an entrepreneur, go do whatever they can do. They don't need no man. And you can do that. You can live that passage of life. But this conversation is not, these two should not mesh. Quick story time is I dated a girl in my early 20s that was, I think she was going to study law. I can't even fucking remember. It was a long time ago. HD student, fucking great. Would probably be fucking a millionaire somewhere in Sydney. Somewhere in these higher tier legal firms would be killing it. Her and I would not work because she wanted that trajectory. She probably doesn't have kids yet. I'll have to check this up. And if I haven't edited this part out, she's had kids. Or she hasn't. Anyway, wants a trajectory where she becomes a partner of a firm or a partner of whatever or a CEO. And that's cool. She can have that trajectory, but I wanted a family and kids. Therefore, see the fucking gap. He's over here. I'm over here. They don't cross. He's not speaking to go and find a woman that would want to sacrifice career for family. He's looking that you should also curate your life as a male to finding the woman that is okay with that lifestyle. It takes both to be able to do it. The first time my wife fell pregnant and we had the first kid, she went back to work in 4 months because she's like, I cannot fucking stay home anymore. I cannot do this 24/7. Now, the second time around, she's realized, oh, maybe I just want to be a mum. And you know what? The nuance in fucking all of this is how about we support women that want to just go and be mothers? I even used the term there. I'm sick of hearing the word just in the discussion of, I've got another slide just to make sure, the word just. So people, let's talk about this for a second. When I approach a new group of men, the first question that is asked of me is, what do you do? Bear with me. I think you see where I'm going with that. What do you do? In other words, what's your value? How can I correlate your status with how I'm about to treat you? So very often you go to certain areas and it's a trade, it's something of a lower skill set, and you throw it around and you all can share camaraderie over the fact you're a chippy, you're a sparky, you're a plumber, you're a painter, you're a, I don't know, social worker, whatever it may be. It's very rare that someone throws that question at you and you respond with lawyer, doctor, dentist, one of these higher skills, status, Western university educated bullshit things. But every time I've said that I'm a lawyer to another bloke that's a tradie, there's a little moment in there where they're like, oh, okay, I should treat our conversation a bit more serious. until they sort of open up and you realize who you are as a person and I'm a bit more of a joker and not so serious, then they calm down. I don't think women quite understand that we are judged on what we do as men. What our profession is, how we treat ourselves, how we outwardly project into the world is our entire figure. Our masculinity is basically shaped into a ball of what we do for the world. Does the world love you for what you do or who you are? For men, it's for what you do. And unfortunately, that is the crux of how we are brought up. And that's cool. That's fine. That's a burden that we're supposed to have. The same way that we have no idea how women are brought up. We have no idea. I have no idea how my sister was brought up with a far more strict upbringing than I was as an ethnic male. There's nuance in that. Two different trajectories that are not supposed to meet. You're curating a life to someone that wants to create a similar life with you. I don't think women are ever asked or by a man, what do you do for work? It's just not something that I would personally think of to go and ask a woman. But that's me, because I'm probably more interested in what she wants to be. Probably the question if status, if bills, if time, if other people's thoughts weren't in your head, what would you do? That's my want of understanding of what a woman does. And that might be completely wrong for the CEO of an app. But I also feel like my value as a lawyer, as a man that's curated and wants that life of a wife and kids and a picket fence, shouldn't be looking for that woman. Therefore, going back to my fucking point, is that stay in your own lane and you don't need to coincide, because I'm sure I made this point, but there will be bad men that do the wrong thing with all the power in relationships. So you're both right, but you're both missing the nuance of it. There will be men that will be resentful, that will hate, that will dislike people, that will go and venture elsewhere, that will commit toxic acts because they are the sole provider and the power balance is completely lopsided. I'm sorry I've mentioned this so late in the video. I was supposed to probably get to it. My slide should have been fucking better. Let's see how long this is going for, right? Oh, it's only 12 minutes. I'm still going great. So, the point being that it can be disgustingly terrifying to give men that could do evil. Fun fact for you. The Greek word for evil is gakon, which is not actually evil in itself. It's not a direct translation for bad or evil. It is to do something for the benefit of yourself. It just is. Therefore, the benefit of yourself can be disgusting things. And men who do commit those kind of actions or atrocities in the home, it's gross, it's terrifying. And this, unfortunately, is a methodology of how it is done. The financial aspect and the power dominance can be manipulated by bad people. So the woman here, I've forgotten her name, Susan, is referring to these types of men and why it is so bad when the outlier falls out. This bloke is hoping that we are all the ideal man that wants to provide for our family. We're fighting on two different ideologies of the men that we're talking about. We're brandishing 97% and the 1.5% on each side is who we're discussing here. The 97% of men are probably working 9 to 5 jobs, earning just enough to keep their family above water. Pressure on enough already. They probably need their wife to work. It should be known that your wife not working is a fucking complete and utter luxury in this day and age. Women have to go to work just to keep the bills afloat and sacrifice time with their kids, sacrifice time with their husband, sacrifice all other things. Men do the same thing. We're both in this together. 97% of people, the absolute fucking mediocrity in this conversation that will not get picked up by the media is that everyone's just trying to do their best to keep afloat. If you have the privilege of your wife being able to stay home because she wants to, and you are okay with it, you want to, that's fine. Last but not least, I want to talk about the sort of the negative of what a woman threw at. It was a different comment. She spoke about, let's go back to it. Kick all that. She spoke about the patriarchy of it, as you do, mental health care, but really it's modern sexism, soft tones, and inspirational music. It's nurturing. It's to keep the man at peace. right? So it's this idea that a woman is a male's possession to keep the peace. I sort of want to, let's go back to dark mode because I can't look at the fucking light for too long in this day and age. Who doesn't sit there? Men want peace. So I'm trying to give it the most nuanced explanation of this. A man, like a woman at work. So, gender roles. Let's talk gender roles, man. This is going to be a big fucking video. Let's talk gender roles. The breakdown of gender roles occurs when both parties are working and they still try to have the gender role. Woman's working 8 to 5, a male working 8 to 5. There's no reason why the woman should be doing more in the house. Straight up. If a male is working, a female is not working, therefore they're doing more in the house. That's just the trade-off that you go. Vice versa. If a male's staying home and a woman's going to work, the male does the housework. Because you're a team. You're fucking in this together. Now, I want to talk about the more evident role that a mother is. First of all, this kick health woman wouldn't be a mother. I've never heard a mother come here and say, oh yeah, it's so shit that my husband gets to go to work and I have to look after my kids. It's a fucking fulfilling job that single women without children need to probably realize and take some word of advice from the mothers that, like, listen to a mother's point of view on this, right? Don't flip the switch and say why it's so bad for women that this happens too. Don't speak for the women that it happens to. Anyway, I'm probably doing that too, so that's a bizarre cliche. Anyway, in the middle of the night, if my son wakes up, who is getting up to go with him back to his bed and sleep with him? Is it the bloke that's got work in the morning that is fucking tired and I'm being a sook? Or is it the woman that prepared 9 months with him in the womb to be able to do it? Who does he want, right? Who does he want in the middle of the night to be like, oh, I need someone to sleep in my bed? He wants his mother. My son wants his mother to sleep in his bed. The privilege of her not going to work in the morning is that she doesn't say to me, get up, you go. That's the privilege in all this that is being excused. My wife gets the coolest job in the world and is the best at it. Gets to raise 2 boys. So, women, let's drop the judging of other women who want to stay home and nurture kids. Let's get rid of this word just. It's no longer I'm just a mum. It's an important job, and I think society will probably tailor back to, hopefully AI can fucking come in and deal with the dog shit jobs that we all have to do so we can all just stay home and raise our kids and grow our own fucking fruit and live like that. Hopefully we see a return to that, even if it's not that extreme. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace. Jeez.